So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second day of APDC's Congress, 32nd edition. We're going to take a look at the effects of technological disruptions in corporations, companies, and in our lives as well. And so today we're going to better understand how the Recovery and Resilience Plan can transform digitally the country and also take a look at quantum communication. Good morning, everyone. Those following us all over the world, since we are broadcasting this Congress via different platforms and by RTP. Carolina has already mentioned some of the topic we will be addressing. That is, when we speak of disruption, we have to speak about cybersecurity, which is one more concern, but also a business opportunity. That is, we're going to take a look on AI, take a look at AI, and one of the most important debates, in addition to the media operators, are telecommunication ones. They will be addressing it at the end of the day during the State of Nation and mentioning what lies ahead in the future. So now let's listen to the Minister of the Economy, Antonio Costa Silva.
Muito bom dia a todos. Queria agradecer.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank the invitation of Rogério Carapores to be able to share with you via this video conference, to be able to address you at APDC that has been a driver in Portugal on the reflection of ICT, digitalization, the impact it has on the economy, and the transformation of the life of people and companies. We are experiencing fascinating times, yet which contain some threats which need to be analyzed and discussed and also considered in terms of public policies. We are experiencing a technological disruption, quite an extraordinary one, in our entrepreneurial fabric, combination of translogical information which is happening, having to do with intelligent robotics, automation, virtualization of processes, the great revolution which is existing in science materials with new materials, which are also important for the industry's development, and at the same time, a great revolution at a digital level, AI, machine learning, with what has to do with the internet process of the Internet of Things, extraordinary revolution at different levels. But there's also another element which is important. It's the combination computing with biology. This century is intersecting as never seen in the past with biology, and we'll have a human being, the first human being whose human genome will be different. It questions deontology and ethics, but it concerns the digitalization process. The Portuguese economy is experiencing in a cross-cutting, evident way in multiple sectors. The economy connected to process digitalization, transformation of business models, reshaping production and logistics is leading to a promotion of different economy dimensions. Cyberspace multiplies the market, globalizes economic, the sector promotes global competitiveness, enhances data characteristic. We're experiencing this transformation in Portugal. And the entrepreneurial fabric, there are companies which are very advanced at a digital level, others which are a bit more behind. We're going to see in terms of public policies, programs which are being implementing, if we can accelerate this process even more at a global level, especially in the States. There are many studies that have been conducted, reliable ones, in that concern. Revolutions that existed in the past century. For instance, when the telephone was invented by Alexander Bell, it took 50 years before reaching half of the American household. Radio took 38, and today what we see is that the internet took 3 years, Facebook 1 year, Twitter 9 months. So there is an acceleration of disseminating digital technology. However, in terms of how it can transform people's life, the way economy functions, corporations, people's lives. So these transformations are vital for the future. And it's obvious when we're discussing innovation what digital technologies can provoke. There are McKinsey's indicating studies that mass adoption of digital technology can be transformed at an exponential level, effects on the economy 10 times more 10 times more rapid than the Industrial Revolution. So that's why we're emphasizing that level in our recovery and resilience plan. We launched PT 2030 some days ago with a significant package in terms of technological transition, and these processes are being articulated in conjunction with the energy transition, decarbonation, and emphasizing climate aspects. So digitalization can promote and enhance all synergies related to these processes, increasing energy transition to reshape the production chain in terms of sustainability, and can also, as seen in many of the Portuguese entrepreneur fabric, can promote a new development threshold. And I believe that intensifying the technological revolution, digitalization of the work process production modes can increase companies' productivity, can increase the country's competitiveness. And this is being reflected in the number that the Portuguese economy is presenting, which are remarkable. Last year we grew 6.7% in terms of GDP, one of the highest growth above the EU average. 6-7 years ago we've been growing above the EU average. The only exception was 2020. So we are also using all these processes to promote the conversions one with the EU and linked to it, and which is very significant. And last year exports reached 50% of GDP. In the first quarter of this year, exports increased 13.3%. Therefore, the economy exports more and more. It is more competitive, and digitalization is at the center, at the heart of this transformation process. Let me conclude by mentioning 2 or 3 measures that the government has discussed with the entrepreneurial sector to accelerate the digitalization within the scope of the recovery resilient plan. There's this package of 600 million euros for 4.0 companies, focusing on digitalization of these processes of production change, reshaping logistic chains, and in a greater competitiveness of these companies. The Digital Accelerator program launched with 55 million euros. We want 25 of such, where 3 have to exist. An accelerator response of the Entrepreneurial Fabric Association was quite significant, and this process is ongoing, and we want to set up 25 accelerators and to reach 30,000 companies. And we a catalog of services within these digital accelerators to provide these services, which will be financed, and it will be a platform to assist these companies in digitalization process with coaching, mentoring, networking, and several networks which are essential. Then we have commercial neighborhoods which are 50 scattered in the national territory, with a very big collaboration of entrepreneurial association, companies, corporations, to support also that process and to disseminate it, to spread it nationally. If we combine it with a program which is being launched in terms of PT 2030, we already had the first package for 400 million euros, which are focusing on innovation, embedding innovation in the development of products and services with a high added value. And I believe that the country is on the right path, on the right track. The EU index shows that Portugal is now in 10th place from 15th. There's quite a debate in the entrepreneurial fabric. The change is taking place and will be shown in numbers in more important numbers in the economy, and against the more pessimist perspective we see quite often in the country, that the Portuguese economy has responded, has affirmed its resilience, and I believe firmly that digitalization, intensification of the technological revolution will increase more and more productivity, the country's competitiveness, and will affirm the strong path it needs for the future. Thank you.